There is something uniquely problematic with the Jewish religion. So if emancipation is all about saying we're all the same, right? Yeah, I'm Jewish, he's Protestant, he's Catholic, but we're all Dutch, no problem. But the Jewish faith will not allow this form of modern thinking, because in the Bible, it is clear and beyond any argument that the Jewish people are the chosen people of God. The prayer books, the history, like everything is about the fact that we are unlike everybody else. We are distinct. We are unique. We are the chosen people. Am Sgula. Wow, this is going to become very complicated very soon when it comes to religious life. So let's talk about it. In Israel, there's a lot of religious diversity. 8 million Israelis, right? 10% or 20% Arabs, so, right? And I think we're 9 and 7 million Jews in Israel. Many are secular, meaning, they don't do anything. They're atheists, they don't believe in God. Maybe they do Pesach, Hanukkah, but they're done with that. Atheists, agnostics, all that. Many are traditional, meaning they do Kiddush, light the candles on Shabbat, but then they go to a party, right, in the local club. And of course, the Haredi world, the Orthodox, which has 200 different schools of thought within it, very diverse. But in Israel, it's really like the air conditioning. You're Jewish from this scale to this scale, and you choose how much you want to be. Most Israelis, when you ask them about American Jews, they don't know what this is, right? And Professor, I think I'm missing a few categories as well, right? There are many, right? So, in our book, we kind of put an asterisk and we say the big umbrella of American Jews is Reform Judaism. And under it, there are many splinters. And of course, they're all unique, constructionist or different than conservatives, But what really we need to understand is how Judaism is different in the United States than in Israel. And we provide an easy to understand, I like this metaphor a lot, of the salad bar, right? You go to the salad bar and you take some lettuce, and some people like peppers or olives or tomatoes. Everybody takes what they want. But whatever the salad bar is the salad bar. And you just choose, you take as much as you want from everything. That's the Israeli model. In America, American Jews have tried not to select what to take from the salad bar, but to change the food options in the salad bar, or in other words, to modernize Judaism to fit into their sociological, political needs, chief amongst them, again, the need to live amongst the non-Jewish world. The problem with traditional Judaism is that it's in many ways inconsistent with the modern world. So we talk about the fact that the concept of Am Sgula, the chosen people, is problematic, but it's much more than that. In the book, we talk about the feeling that an American Jew has when they walk into an Orthodox shul in their life. Has anybody here experienced that feeling? How many of you have been to an Orthodox shul? All right? It's very different than the Reform synagogue, is it not? You walk into the Orthodox shul, and everything is chaotic, and people are reading, and everybody's reading their own passages in their own time, and people are moving around and talking. It's chaos, and of course, you can't sit next to your wife, right? It's a little problematic. On the other hand, when Israelis walk to a Reform synagogue, they're like, what is this? The rabbi has a guitar on, there are television screens, everybody prays perfectly together. Completely different experience. In many ways, the Reform movement in the United States, well, it really started in Germany. The German Jews came in first and established the Reform synagogues in the United States. Then most of the American Jews came a little later. The modern day Reform movement is trying to replace the focus on the unique bond between God and the Jewish people, and the commandments of everyday life with the concept of tikkun olam. How many of you heard tikkun olam? Right? Tikkun olam is simply, we're going to make the world, Judaism in one leg is to make the world better, right? To fix injustice around the world. This is not the original intention of Judaism as interpreted for thousands of years. The focus in traditional Judaism is about the unique relationship between God and his people. And of course, the deep moral dimensions of this relationship. I want to show you a great example of the difference between American Jewish reform and traditional Judaism. And this is just, one example. You'll find many. This is the Alenu prayer. And if I sing it, I'm sure half of the people in the room can sing along with me. I'm not even going to look. Alenu לשבח את אדון הכל, לתת תרומה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה. I'll stop over there. We're praising God. Why are we praising God? We're praising God for making us distinct from everybody else in the world. And not putting our faith as the same as the rest of the people in the world. We are different, we are unique, and we thank God for it. And every day when we wake up in the morning, we say this prayer. You say the Alenu? Absolutely. So this is the original salad bar. If you go to many Reform synagogues, you will find that the lyrics to the song, to the prayer, have been changed. Tikkun olam. It is our calling to praise the living source, right? Who gives us a destiny shared with all human beings, and who binds us to our lives, to their life, and you get the rest. The original salad bar, the tofu salad bar. We ask a question that is simple. Why is there no Reform Judaism in Israel? Now, I'm sure in Tel Aviv there is 50 of them who meet for coffee, right? But this is not a mainstream movement in Judaism in Israel. Why is that? Are the ideas not good ideas? I don't think so. Is there something wrong with Reform Judaism? Absolutely not. So why is it not working? When Starbucks tried to open coffee shops in Tel Aviv, it didn't work. Starbucks left Israel real quick. I don't think there is a Starbucks in Italy. And the reason is because there's no need for it. The Reform movement is here to answer problems of the diaspora. The first is the ability to live among the non-Jewish world. For example, to drive to synagogue. I live in Texas. My shul is actually I have a Chabad guy who lives 2 blocks from me now, so thank God, but my shul is 20 minutes away. You're going to walk on Saturday in the Texas heat 20 minutes every day? Probably not, right? So, it's like, how do you live? Remember when Joe Lieberman said, I'm an Orthodox Jew, and I'm able to bring my Judaism into my everyday life, but it's very hard to bring your Judaism with its Terag mitzvot, it's the 64 commandments per day, right? Whatever the number is, every single day. How do you integrate it to the modern world? That's the one part. The second part is sociological. American Jews live amongst Christians. So if you work on Wall Street or in the law firm, or let me stereotype no more, but in the hospital, wherever you are, you're living with non-Jews. You can't have a life that's completely distinct from them in their everyday life. And then comes the most touchy part. Our kids. If you look at the statistics, the rate of intermarriage, meaning your kids married somebody who's not Jewish, is extremely high in the United States. Now, this is a problem that every one of us in the room who's familiar with the situation, you have to make a choice. If your son married a non-Jewish woman, you can't really bring her into the Orthodox shul, right, on a Saturday and tell her, why don't you go sit up there with the ladies? It's not going to work. She's not going to feel welcomed in Judaism. Judaism doesn't accept her as a part of the tribe, but even worse, Judaism doesn't, Orthodox or traditional Judaism doesn't accept the grandchildren as Jews. Their mother is not Jewish. And here is a great contribution of the Reform Jewish movement. The Reformed Jewish movement allows your children, your grandchildren to stay within the tribe. And yes, it's going to be Hanukkah today and maybe Christmas tomorrow, right? Or Pesach, Passover this week and Easter the next week. But it's okay. We're keeping the faith, right? There's a great movie, Ben Stiller, about that. So really, Reformed Judaism answers the problems of the diaspora. Guess what? In Israel, if you're Jewish, you're marrying somebody who's Jewish, like statistically. It's not even a conversation. And your kids obviously are Jewish. It's not a conversation. So